Hi, my name's Rachel. I'm the mum of two lovely kids, and our youngest boy, Harvey, who's 2, had craniosynostosis and surgery with the craniofacial department here in Adelaide about almost 2 years ago. Craniosynostosis, when Harvey was born, the plates in his skull were fused together, so there was no space for the plates to move and grow, for his brain to grow. So the only place for his brain to go when it was grow, that was really around the story about that. The only place for his brain to go as he was growing older was front and back. So they need to open up all the sutures and give his brain natural shape and let it grow and take its own form from there. What happened? When Harvey was 3 months old, we were referred to the cranio department, and we were met by Professor Anderson, and we immediately had x-rays and the ball started rolling from there. The surgery that they like to do around about 6 months old, so we only had a very short window of time to get everything organised. He had CAT scans and all kinds of appointments with different specialists and different tests and everything. Harvey's surgery was booked for 7 months of age because he got sick the first time, so they had to cancel it. So 7 months he had the surgery. It was about a 5-hour long day for us, extremely long day, and which the surgery was a success. He came out and was in intensive care for 3 days. His eyes had swollen shut, the head's really swollen, little puffy man sitting up in bed looking very, very sad and sorry for himself. And then after probably only another 2 days we were sent home with a very different looking child. He didn't cope very well with the surgery. When we got home he was quite traumatised, but that did disappear. It went with time and a lot of cuddles and a lot of love and a lot of food. And slowly over time the skull has been regrowing, not as fast as I'd like it to. Initially we were given around 8 weeks for the skull to regrow. It's almost 2 years now and he has a little spot that still needs to fill in, but very confident that that will just take time and it will fill in by itself. You would never know that Harvey ever had a problem when he was a baby. Looking at him now, he's just a very cheeky, very energetic, very happy 2-year-old boy, just like any other kid in the playground, just with a rather lovely scar to show off later in life. When we went through the process, we went through with Professor Anderson from very beginning and still to this day. Amazing man, just so caring, so professional. There was no question that was too silly or too hard, and he was never out of reach if we ever needed him. He really held our hands and we just gave our utter trust and faith in him, and no regrets about what we've done and how we've gone through it. And we're just so lucky that we're in the best place in the world for our son, really. Wouldn't really have liked to have gone through it anywhere else. Very, very lucky that we live in Adelaide and we have this awesome team here that do what they do. Yeah. It was a very hard time. Going through it, I think you just, as a parent, you go into business mode and you do what you have to do, and you actually hide your emotions a lot of the time because you don't want that to affect other people around you. Having another young child at home who was only 2 at the time, I felt I couldn't show any of what I was going through to her because I didn't want it to affect her. So yeah, maybe became quite closed off and quite, I guess, business-like is the best way to describe it. You just put your head down and you do what you have to do. Going through this process now and retelling our story as I have over the last couple of months has actually brought back a lot of emotion that was never dealt with at the time. So it's been a very emotional process, but very worthwhile. I think having such a wonderful team that worked with our son and with us made what we went through so much easier. The fact that we felt totally comfortable with who was working with our son and trusted Professor Anderson 1,000,000% made our journey much, much easier than it could have been. And just now, having such an incredible little boy, it's just, there are no regrets. And it's something that we just don't really think about anymore. Our little boy had, I don't want to say a problem, he had a hiccup in his early days, and the hiccup's gone, really, is the way we look at it, and we move on with life.
And have you been involved in activities?
I was asked to give a talk at a recent long lunch at Adelaide Cup Morpheville Racecourse about our journey, which I gave to a group of quite a few women. But through that we've also had an interview with the advertiser and with on radio as well to promote it and just to make awareness of the Craniofacial Foundation and just the incredible work they do. So anytime I'm asked, I'll put my hand up, and it's my, I guess, little way of giving back to what everybody's given us. It was very nerve-wracking when I spoke. I can't deny that. I thought I was very prepared. I went into it feeling very, very confident, but not being a public speaker, standing up on a stage and talking about something which is still quite emotional made the talk maybe that little bit harder than it could have been. And yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Maybe spoke a bit fast, maybe not loud enough, but we did it. We did it. Definitely we'll do anything we can in our own little way to help out the wonderful work that they do and raise awareness of what they do as well. I must admit, very naive before we had our son about what the Craniofacial Foundation did, and that we had such an extraordinary thing here on our doorstep in Adelaide. It's not really spoken about, it's not really out in the public eye, and I think just anything that you can do to talk to people about it and to make it known, then we'll do what we can do. Definitely. We talk about, actually even only this morning I was talking to both my children, 2 and 4 now, about Harvey's surgery and what he went through, because even Matilda, our daughter, at 4 years of age, has some recollection of Harvey having a surgery, because I guess seeing her baby brother go through that, I'm not really sure what emotions were raised with her or brought up in her, but I'm hoping that, just being very open and honest about it, that you know, one day if she has any questions or anything, then she's more than happy to talk to us about it, and we'll raise them with full knowledge of what's out there in the world.
And how they can support it.
How they can support it and what they can do. Harvey will be on head watch till he's 18, so he will be in and out of Cranio, so it's just part of his life. It's part of all our lives.